Hey guys, what's going on? I've scooted back a little bit from my other two videos because I want to show you guys my Laserdisc update. This is going back for 2 or 3 months. I've been talking about doing this. I've been needing to do this for quite a while. I've got some really cool stuff in here. I haven't watched a lot of it, although, as you can guess, you have to be really in the mood to watch a Laserdisc because it's kind of a chore in its own weird way. Because my Laserdisc player is very old and it takes some extra kind of souping up to get it all connected and get it kind of primed and hope it makes through a movie. But I've got some great stuff I want to show you, and I'm just going to kind of briefly go through these and show you what they are. The first one you guys probably have seen, if I can get back here far enough. This is The Bride of Frankenstein, one of my all-time favorite movies. I think this is a brilliant cover. I love it. There is the back. And yeah, I think that's wonderful. I love that artwork. That was in Halloween. I kind of showed that. And then, of course, how could you have Bride without having Frankenstein? So this is also the Laserdisc of just Frankenstein. And to me, those two are the classic Frankensteins. I don't really watch the other ones hardly at all because it's hard for me to see anybody other than Boris Karloff as Frankenstein, or Frankenstein's monster, I should say. The next one I got, it's kind of a cool one, but I got it cheap, and this is Clive Barker's Lord of Illusion. It's just an all-black finish, but it's got kind of a design here. It's kind of hard to see. It's a whole bunch of swords. It's like raised. I might be able to pick that up in the light. I doubt it, though. This is one that does have a gatefold, so I'll show you that. This is kind of one of those films that it's kind of forgotten. Not a lot of people talk about it. But yeah, I'll try to show enough of it there. Maybe you guys can get kind of an idea what it looks like on the gatefold there. It's pretty cool. This is definitely one of those films that, not my favorite Clive Barker movie. This is the unrated director's cut, and I don't know if that exists on DVD or not. You guys might be able to correct me on that. I hardly ever see that DVD out anyway. I kind of really enjoy the Clive Barker stuff from around this time period, which is like the mid-'80s to the mid-'90s. Another one I've been looking for forever, and I finally tracked it down, and this is the Nightmare on Elm Street Laserdisc, and there's a few different versions of the original film. This particular version that looks like the sweater is the one that Elite put out, and it's called the Special Collector's Edition, and it's gatefold and has a lot of supplementary stuff, special features, and everything. I think it just looks great in general. Hopefully you guys are picking that up pretty well, because I can't hardly see. But yeah, really cool. There's the back. But I love that green and red sweater look. The next one I got here is also one of my all-time favorite films. I've been looking for this for a while. The next, looks like maybe, like the next 5 Laserdiscs are all ones I got from the same guy, and he had them all at a flat price, and I basically just picked up all the ones that were really good that I didn't have. They're a little rough, but I got Uncle Buck, which is one of my all-time favorite films. I love Uncle Buck. I know most people don't agree with me, but this is my favorite John Candy film. This is my favorite John Hughes film. It's just a classic. It just speaks to me, and as I get older, it just continues to be something I find more and more enjoyment in. But yes, I love Uncle Buck, so I had to have it. Of course, I picked up Scrooged as well. I saw this in the theater when I was much, much younger. Great Bill Murray classic. Just a simple one, but a little beat up also, but still very cool. This is my second favorite John Candy film and another great John Hughes classic, and that is Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. John Candy and Steve Martin. Very plain, but a little beat up. Anyway, I had to have it. This is one of my favorite movies also. Very underrated. Great, great thriller, suspense type movie, and that's Pacific Heights. I love Michael Keaton in this. He plays such a good bad guy. I wish he would do it more often. He's a great, like suspenseful villain. But Pacific Heights, a movie I talk about quite a bit. And so when I saw this, I was like, I'm getting it because I love that movie. Here's another movie I've got. Can't say it's really one of my favorite horror movies, but it's definitely one of the ones that creeps you out the most, and it's definitely one of the ones that sticks with me the most. And that's Jacob's Ladder. This one is one of those movies. It's not as shocking today for a lot of different reasons. But if you've never seen it, you might be really surprised from the time period it came from. But Jacob's Ladder did a lot of things in horror that people kind of mimicked in the years to come, and a good 10 years later, there was definitely a lot of it out there like that, and it seems kind of predictable by today's standards, but I think it's really creepy. It really gets underneath my skin. This is a movie people don't talk about hardly at all. It's almost impossible to find on DVD. I don't even know if it's out on DVD. Maybe it's VHS only, but either way, if even it's out on DVD, it's hard to find. It's called Other People's Money, and it's a very interesting film that talks about kind of honesty in business and advertising and things like that. And Dane DeVito plays a really interesting guy that kind of flips the market upside down by telling people, kind of exactly what they want to hear instead of making things look better than they are. And it's got a very, very just kind of modern day feel to it, even though the time it was set in, it kind of surprises you also. But it's a great flick. As of course is Nightbreed that I picked up. You guys have seen this in my Halloween series also. Amazing flick that I really enjoy. Not going to be for everybody, but I love Nightbreed. It's a good classic. This is not a Laserdisc, but this is one also that I picked up, Innskeeper. That's a Blu-ray that looks like a Laserdisc. You can definitely search my videos and find Innskeeper and see all the special stuff on that. Here's some ones I got from a loyal viewer and a friend of mine, Mr. Blueberry 81. He got me The Running Man, which I really enjoy, based on a Stephen King short. I think it might be a novella. I can't remember if it's a novella or a short story. But yes, Running Man with Arnold Schwarzenegger. I really enjoyed that flick. Here's the director's cut of Blade Runner, which I don't have. The version I have is more like the theatrical cut. It's the Criterion version. So even though he was saying that, he'd accidentally got me something I already had, I was very grateful to get this version because I don't have it, and Blade Runner is one of my favorites. And True Romance. This is definitely one of my favorites also. This is one that was written by Quentin Tarantino, but then at the same time it's directed by Tony Scott. So this is one of those films that has a very interesting twist that feels like both. It's got that crisp dialogue that you expect from Quentin Tarantino, but it's definitely a Tony Scott film. Yeah, that's a classic. And the very last thing he got me, which I was kind of surprised I never got this back in the day, but it was kind of hard to find. There was one of those movies that was in print and VHS, and then they'd take it out of print, and they'd put it back in print. And when it would be out of print, things like this on Laserdisc would be just as hard to find because people would go buy that instead. And that is E.T. Back in the day, before DVDs, this was very hard to find. Great classic. I saw this as a kid at a theater. I have never forgotten it, and it's a very emotional type of Steven Spielberg classic sci-fi movie that I'm sure everybody has seen. I will go ahead and leave it at that. This is my Laserdisc update. So if you've seen my Laserdisc collection, these are the things that, I've got since then. I don't suspect that I will get very many more Laserdiscs anytime soon. But if I do, those will be in a future update. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that, and I will see you guys again next time. I think I'm all caught up now. I'm getting close to 800 subscribers, so depending on where I am by the time this video posts, I may have a contest video coming up. Fingers crossed. We'll see what happens. I will leave it at that, and I will see you guys again next time. All right, bye.